Hey folks, welcome back to another video in my channel. This is a special session. I had told you that I'll introduce few interesting people in IISc, and to start off, I have Ian here with me. He works in one of the labs that I am collaborating with, and he is an S N Bose Fellow here in India, working here in India for a few months. More than me telling, he will talk to you about it. So, hey, hi Ian, welcome to my channel.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, so just introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Ian. I'm from Wisconsin, which most of you guys may not know where that is. It's like right in the middle of the US, kind of near Chicago. And I'm gonna be in my 4th year of bachelor's. I'm currently applying to medical school. Let's see what else, other introductions.
Yeah, but where are you from? Families?
Yeah, so I grew up in Wisconsin, but it was right on the border between Wisconsin and Minnesota, near Minneapolis, if you're familiar.
And you're doing a bachelor's in which stream?
Biochemistry.
Biochemistry, yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll just tell what made him apply for the fellowship. What is actually the fellowship? You can actually tell what is this fellowship about, which many of you are not aware. So
yeah, so this fellowship is called the BOSE-KHORANA program, and it's actually a bilateral exchange between US and India. And so Indian students go to the US students come to India, and it was kind of created to foster scientific support and scientific linkages between the two countries. And it was actually started at my university because Gobind Khurana, if you're familiar, he won, Hargobind, I should know that. But he won the Nobel Prize in whatever year for like synthesizing DNA for the first time.
He worked in Wisconsin.
And he was at my university.
Okay.
And after he left and moved on, they wanted to create a program that would kind of like bring more students like him or more faculty like him and kind of foster support between the two countries. And so my program was born. So if you don't know about it and you want to go to the US, or if you're a US student and want to come to India, which I highly recommend, look up the BOSE Scholars Program.
So this is for undergraduates, right?
Yeah, it's also for masters and also med students.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just like
it's something like a Fulbright, something similar to that.
It's similar to Fulbright, but it's shorter. It's like 12 weeks. So you could be a med student, you could be a master's student, you could pretty much. Yeah.
So what is the duration? What kind of support do you get from both the countries?
So you get it's fully paid for technically. Like they pay for the flight, they pay for housing, they give you a stipend, like more than enough to live on. I can't comment on the US portion. I don't know, but from what I've heard, it's like very similar.
So when you're coming from the US, India will support you, and if you're going from India, US will support you.
I believe so.
Something like that.
I believe so. Yeah. And if you come to the US from India, you can go to Wisconsin, you can go to Harvard. People go like all across the US. So it doesn't just
So was it actually competitive for you to apply, or was it easy? Or how was it?
So from my end, it's not well known. Like no one knows about this program, which is why I'm kind of happy I'm doing this video, because like more people need to know.
Nobody knows actually. Even I did not know. I just met him. He told I'm an S N Bose fellow. I was like, okay, is there a fellowship like that?
What is
so
that?
That's what happened.
Yeah, because like, why the hell would you not do a fully paid summer internship in another country? Like that's incredible. And there aren't many programs like that. The reason I actually like came across this was I was applying to like a summer research study abroad thing in England, right? But it was like incredibly expensive.
And compared to like cost of living would be much lower.
Yeah, well they were like making me pay like thousands of dollars for this program.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I can do this, and I didn't get in the first place. But then someone mentioned this India experience, and I was like, that sounds so much better. Like I don't know, like it's just a totally different.
So you had people like seniors who had actually come here before, like how did you
know? No, so I knew basically like one of my advisors in one of the tutoring jobs I have had a student.
Okay, who was a fellow?
Who was a BOSE fellow, yeah. So that's how I knew about it. But I'm planning on going back to my university and like going to classes and because people need to know about this.
But I don't know how many would be interested also. Like that kind of like the attitude also matters. Like he was very very comfortable in working with us in our lab. It's a different culture, right? Lab culture wise.
Plus, you guys were so welcome. These guys were like as welcoming.
It was very fun and very nice working with him. I did not have personally work at a technical level with him because I am running around between two labs. But then the people who worked with him, so he worked in a molecular biology lab. He's from a biochemistry background, so he learned a lot of these mol bio techniques, which was the main work that he did. And he enjoyed Indian cuisine, and he actually sought after spicy food. Right now we are coming back from a very spicy dinner, so that sums up Ian actually. So Ian, tell us a brief about your experience here, like in campus and in India.
I think it's been great. Just like in short, it's been incredible. It's kind of hard, obviously hard to like put into words. Yeah. And I still have like a month left, so I'm excited about that. I'm not ready for it to be over, for sure. I think like coming here, one of the first things that hit me was the roads, and just like there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. Growing up in Wisconsin, it's definitely more.
Yeah, there are a lot of people here for a change.
Yeah, it's like it's just very.
Too many people.
I've like loved it so far. So, like the food, the people I've met have been just incredibly welcoming. The food has been great. Like I've always loved spicy food.
Which is quite interesting for us. And what about technically, because whoever we met, I worked in companies, I worked in India, they really did not want any spicy food. They couldn't handle it basically, but you were like seeking it and having it from different places without much difficulties.
It all is because of my father, because he loves like Szechuan spicy food.
Oh, Szechuan, yeah.
So I grew up eating like Chinese food, spicy Chinese food, but that's why. But yeah, I'm just like incredibly happy to have had this experience. It's been great so far. I'm trying to think like everything. One of my favorite parts about traveling is like just never knowing what's happening and kind of just going with the flow.
Yeah, what happens
and
next?
Kind of just like seeing what. And my experience in India, especially like traveling around Bangalore and like around South India, has just been like every time you have a plan, it doesn't really work out, and you kind of just have
you can also travel at least in India and across India for that matter without much expense. So that way within your scholarship you could actually make a travel. So he was working here quite diligently, but during the weekends he was actually exploring South India. He went to Kerala, he came a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
And he's planning to go other places also before he leaves the country. So that way he is getting sampling of the culture from different parts of the country.
Yeah, I was able to see quite a bit. Happy.
And each part of the country is different, so.
Yeah, there's like so much diversity, and I love it here. I'll definitely come back.
Yeah.
Planning on coming
back. So tell us a brief about like technically what was the biggest thing that you learned, or maybe a shocking experience, whatever it is.
So I'd say like the biggest difference or the biggest thing I learned here in lab was to really like dig into the basics and the underlying principles for what's happening. Because in my lab in Wisconsin, like I love it, but like my senior will tell me like go do RNA isolation, and they won't give a shit about like the protocol or like what buffer you're using. Like no one cares about that. It's just like go do like isolate this RNA. No one really has like hammered the basic principles of why and how. So
because I think they may be too busy with a lot of work. That's also
but here people really took the time to like step me through and like kind of push me to think about why each step. And that's how I learn usually, is by like thinking why and asking why, thinking about why and asking why.
Yeah, within the country, within an institute itself, across labs you will see a variation in cultures within the lab. There also you will see different kind of cultures. So it's always different. And like how many of you were there here? In a cycle of fellowship, roughly how many people come to the country?
So I think there was 12.
In campus itself?
12 across India.
Across India.
So if you get this fellowship, you can go anywhere in India technically.
So you get to choose also?
Yeah, you can choose. It's easier if you go to a lab where someone else has been because they have contacts established, but I just emailed the professor I'm working with, and she was like, sure, you can come this summer. So you can go anywhere and do
so long as you have an
pretty much.
acceptance letter from the other end, you can join. Something like that.
Yeah. So you can do. I loved the freedom that this program provided. Like it was really just I could do whatever the hell I wanted, and then just go with it. Yeah, I didn't want to do like because a lot of my friends. I'm not trying to hate on like the typical America study abroad, but a lot of my friends like went abroad for a semester in the U.S., but a lot of them hang out with like other U.S. students or like other abroad students, and they're kind of like in a structured program.
Yeah.
And it's been great to just like be here and like spend like most of my time with you guys and like people that actually live here.
Yeah, that's also there. Even if you go to another country, if you don't get to mingle with them or you just hang out with the crowd who have come across, you don't get the full experience, good or bad.
I feel like this fellowship definitely like helps you just integrate.
Yeah, you like immerse yourself into the process.
Yeah, like totally.
You may enjoy it, you may not enjoy it, but at least you are going through the process.
Everyone I've talked to though, like everyone that I know in the program has like completely enjoyed it. Like it's definitely, I know some people that. A few girls that like struggled in the beginning, but like near the end, like one of them especially like really did not want to leave. And she was like, it was just a transformative experience in general for her. It was crazy.
Nice.
But yeah, she should be the one sitting here right now.
So what are the different fields to which these your friends have come? Like you have come to the
so most of them are like biology related. There's one computer science kid, there's a few like engineers, there's one studying like Ayurvedic medicine.
Oh.
Yeah, there's one, but most of us are like biology related. Yeah, and so there should be more like engineers and like mathematicians.
So is there an annual cap on the number of fellowships or?
Yeah, I think it's like capped at 20 or 25 or something, but like not that many people apply.
Yeah,
so
people are not aware.
Like,
People are not aware. Yeah.
Please apply.
So the fellowship for those who are watching from other countries or from US who want to come to India. To have the Indian experience, Indian scientific experience, or from India who want to go abroad, especially UG students. This is something that people are not aware of. At least we were not aware of. You might be aware, but this is a good fellowship. And Ian here was so. By the way, he's really tall. He's sitting here with his legs extended almost up to the camera. So we have had a fair share of our fun comparing him with the short Lilliputs in our lab. And he's quite tall. Oh, what's your height?
6'3".
He is 6'3". So that was another thing. So he was very very visible when we were walking as a lab, and he attended all our lab meets quite diligently and got many a times shock of his life because of the brutality with which our lab meets are conducted.
It's definitely a difference for sure.
So maybe in most of the labs people are very poised and they just let you present and then give your feedbacks in person, maybe in a private space. But then here in our lab meets, everything is in the open. You get to present, and then you are criticized then and there. It has its good and bad, but mostly it's good. It's what we have felt. You get to grow as a scientist. So what has been your experience? You are yet to present, right? I think you will be presenting once.
I don't think in lab.
Yeah, fine.
In the lab meet, I don't know. We'll see. Like maybe I'll.
So he has sat through all our lab meetings, so it was a different experience for him.
Yeah, I would be terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like very heated debates and discussions about whatever work we are presenting, and very in-depth discussions about the underlying things that are happening. For the matter, last week we just had a discussion about what is the log scale, what is log scale, and it was a heated 3-hour discussion about what scale to use for your graphs. So that was the extent of our discussions. So that was something he had shared with me before, which he found different. So a lot of things like this we can keep on discussing. So that's Ian, guys.
If you're interested, like please apply to the BOSE program. If you're from India, want to go to the US, from the US, want to go to India, definitely apply. Like, highly recommend.
So let's wish him all the best. So he is going to his 3rd year of undergraduate. Fourth year. He's going to his final year. Final year, and then he wishes to apply for medical school. He's doing his applications now. He'll be here in India for another month or so, and then where he'll try to see other places in India and also do more work. And then let's wish him all the best, and I'll keep in touch with him. We will hope to see him again later as a doctor.
I'll be back.
All the best. I'll be back. Arnold style.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thank you, guys. Take care.